came down here when I heard that Alex and her friends were going to be here, because this is an important issue. This is a crime. It's literally a crime. We're not making this up. These people for whom we've invested the responsibility to look after our nation's fisheries are squandering their opportunity to do so. If you go to the communities on the East Coast where the cod crashed, you find families devastated, fishermen devastated, communities wiped out, because these people, the Canadian Department of Fisheries and Oceans, did not do their job to look after our fisheries. And they're now doing it on the West Coast, and that's why we're here saying no. Alex has done the scientific research and work that these people, the Department of Fisheries, should have been doing all these years and all these decades. A private citizen has taken it on to do the work, and as Rafe said, everything she said over the last decade has been vindicated and shown to be true. And all we're asking is that the Department of Fisheries do their job, look at the science, look at the background, look at the work that's been done in the research, and make the obvious decisions to protect our wild salmon, rather than simply supporting these large-scale international corporations from Norway who are not helping you and I and the people of British Columbia. So thanks, Alex, and thank you all for being here.
Hear, hear.
I would just like to, I guess, publicly admit that the fish farms are needed because of our expanding population, but not at the expense of our wild salmon. It's just kind of, I think it's ridiculous. We're compromising our salmon, which is originally a source of food, and it's jobs on the West Coast. And the wild salmon, to my people, are sacred.
OCM. The aquaculture industry has a real sly fox on their side. Mary Ellen Wallenberg, yeah. She likes, her and all those who support farm fish like to cloud the issue with a whole slew of other issues that are endangering our wild salmon. We are concerned with all those issues as well. There's global warming, there's logging, there's all kinds of issues that need to be addressed, in addition to what farm fish are doing to our wild sockeye salmon. And they also they point out the enormous amount of fish that came up in 2010, which is an anomaly, which is very unusual. The first time since 1913, they say. And that is a mystery. What is not a mystery is what the fish farms are doing to the wild salmon. If you want a smoking gun, that's a smoking gun.
Thanks very much, Alex. This should be a great day for everybody because we're visiting the scene of the crime. We know who the criminals are from their own confessions, thanks to that leaked memo. But I wanted to say this about the DFO. This is not new. This is endemic. It's deeply rooted. It goes back to before the Command of Completion Project, when they were forced to make political decisions instead of just scientific ones.
So can fish farms and wild salmon coexist on the West Coast?
No, there's no evidence that farm salmon and wild salmon can coexist, because the farm salmon break all the natural laws and they allow the pathogens, the viruses, bacteria, and parasites to explode.
Finn Donnelly has put forward a bill to move to closed containment. Is that something you would support?
I definitely support Finn Donnelly, and in the move to closed containment, they need to farm lower on the food chain so they're not draining oceans of the bait fish, but I support Finn Donnelly completely.
So you're not anti-fish farm, is it? Because that's a commonly known fact from their perspective, I assume.
No, I'm not anti-aquaculture or fish farm. I am pro-wild salmon. I'm from a tiny community. The government told us this industry was going to be good for us. There's 8 people left now in Echo Bay. We're wiped out, and there's 27 big Norwegian feedlots. It's wrong. It is a crime, and I'm very pro-wild salmon, but aquaculture has another place.
So what would you like DFO to do?
I would like DFO to take the salmon feedlots out of the ocean. I'd like them to suck all the waste up off the seafloor and put it in barges and take it to a toxic waste dump. I'd like them to show the Norwegian industry the door and I'd like them to work with Canadians to build an on-land industry to take up the jobs. There's about 1,000 people that would lose jobs if this happened, and I'd like to have those people taken care of.